And so they said, listen, put it in writing. I'll go over it. We'll reach some type of conclusion. We have to move on. And so we finally get into the witness. The witness that came in first was an investigator, a senior investigator named Jody Little. And so they said, you know, did you meet? And let me tell you something about Jody Little really, really quickly. She reminded me of Tabitha Brown. Black woman that came in, she had the cutest little walk. And she just had a sunny disposition and was really smiley and had one of them really like super cute voices. Like she just seemed really, really, really sweet. And so she was cute for what it was. And so she came in and they said, did you meet with Kelsey on the 14th of September in 2022? And she said, yeah. They said, where you had the interview at? And she said, it took place at my job, you know, in the courts on the 9th floor. They said who was there. So they went over who was there, you know, by Kathy Ty, Kelsey, her husband. They had, you know, some of her representatives on the phone, representation on the phone, rather. And so they said, how long did the interview take? They was like, it was from 11:30 to 12:58. They said, how was Kelsey when you met her? They said, the first time I met her, you know, she was comfy, friendly, cordial, you know, all of that. They said, did she seem threatened? There was an objection. They said, what was her husband's demeanor? They said, professional, supportive, and everything else. So now they queue up the interview. They told the court reporter that she didn't have to take no notes on this shit, okay? They hand out transcripts to the people, you know, in the jury. All right, let's get into what Kelsey said. And you want me to show you my notes for what Kelsey said? They say I'm unreliable. They say I'm unreliable. Bitch, I'm in there writing in that motherfucker like it ain't no tomorrow. They said I'm unreliable? Nah, bitch, I'm getting to the business. I know exactly what the fuck was said. So let's talk about it. Kelsey says, and I'm going to say this as Kelsey is saying it, okay? Kelsey said that she met Megan in college at PV. That is better known as Prairie View, okay? We call it PV down in Houston because obviously Prairie View, duh. All right. She said she had known Megan about 6 or 7 years. She said we were friends, and as she grew, you know, in her business with music, I became her assistant. And she said maybe I became her assistant around late 2018, early 2019. Till the incident happened, because after that she lost her job. They said we were in LA at the time that everything happened to record the WAP video with Cardi B. She said I had to leave and then come back because I had COVID. She said we had relocated to LA after COVID. And since COVID had affected schedules, they were supposed to go overseas, you know, to film some things. But they ended up, you know, staying in the States because they got canceled because of COVID. And so they stayed together, you know, every time there was something to do. If there was a hotel, then okay. If they were going to stay in an Airbnb, then okay. So we jumped to that particular night. She said on that particular night, Kylie invited them over. And what particular night am I talking about? I'm talking about at the WAP video. Kelsey says that they were invited to Kylie's house for a get-together at the WAP video. And so she said, I met Tory in early 2022 with Megan. So they met him at the same time at the Rock Nation brunch, okay? She said everything was okay. You know, we had fun. She said I would flirt with Tory, and Megan encouraged the relationship. Before Kelsey could get back, they had spent time together and all of that. She said, I got back less than a week before the shit, you know, popped off. That contradicts what Kelsey said when she was on the stand. Kelsey said that she had been back at least 2 weeks before anything happened. But okay. She said Kylie invited us at the WAP video shit. And Megan asked, she wanted me and EJ to come. So she said she got there and it was about 6 or 7 p.m. She said once we got there, there were 6 people there. She said Megan started making nachos and the rest of them played beer pong. And they said, can you name, you know, anybody else that was there? And she said Kylie had her 3 besties. She said somebody named Thigh, another guy, and another bitch that she'll know the name. And then she said Corey, which is Chris's boyfriend, Odell Beckham and his friend. So she said, you know what? Matter of fact, it was probably about 9 people. She said we was playing beer pong and we played basketball. She said Megan was in there cooking them damn nachos. So that should have took about 10 goddamn minutes with that damn ground beef in that damn hotel. So she said Megan came out and said, y'all having fun without me? And so they was like, join in. And so they got in the pool, and later in the night, she said things began to go left. She said, I did, need to go lay the fuck out. She said, I passed out. I was unconscious, child. I had to go lay down because I was drunk. She said, I went to bed probably at like 10 or 11. By the time she woke up, Tory was there and everybody else was gone. So it was just Kylie, Megan, EJ, and her and Tory. They said Megan called Tory on FaceTime. Okay? They believe that that's how, she believes that's how he got the invite. She said, when I looked, when I woke up, I was good. They said Kylie and Tory and Megan was in one area. Kelsey said, I was in the hot tub. She said EJ was at the cabana. They said Megan was doing this laugh that was so weird and obnoxious that Kelsey felt like something was wrong. So she said Tory had called her, but she was like, bitch, I ignored it because I didn't want to have nothing to do with that shit. And so Tory was kind of going in between Kylie and Megan. She said, EJ said, like, child, we got to go. So Kelsey went to go pack up their shit that was in the room that Kylie provided for them, when they got there to change in and things of that nature. So EJ had already packed the bags, but Megan did not want to leave, okay? So she said, me and EJ loaded the car with our suitcases, and then we went back in to tell Megan, let's go, and Megan did not want to leave. Kelsey said that she sat in Tory's car with Quan in the front, and she was on FaceTime with her sister, and EJ just said, listen, baby, we have to go, okay? And so they said, baby, just tell her that her wig's slipping. So Kelsey went in and said, like, come on, get out the pool because your wig's slipping. And so she got out. And then Megan told EJ, Tory gonna take us home. So she said, Meg and I put our shit in Quan's car. Now, that is something different. Because at no point in time had anybody told us that Megan had put the shit in the car. So now we got bitches that's then packed up back, a whole nother nigga packed up a bag in Kylie house. We don't know what the fuck was in them bags. And then they go put it in EJ car. And then they go put it in fucking Tory car. So we got a whole bunch of people moving a whole bunch of shit, and we don't know what the fuck in them damn bags. Bitch, it could have been 50-11 motherfucking pistols in them bags, bitch. Stick talk shit. But y'all don't know what was in your bag, ho. So, okay. Megan told Quan, don't forget that Quan is the driver. Megan told Quan, go get Tory. When Tory caught wind of it, he came up, but he was like, take them home. And so Kelsey said he wasn't mad when he said to take us home. He just didn't want to leave with us. They said Tory stayed with Kylie while they left the home, okay? Now they leave, okay? Quan and them are in the car. Quan, Kelsey, and Megan are in the car. Okay, as they were leaving, they said Megan was still laughing, like just this weird, obnoxious-ass laugh. EJ left at the same time that they left at that point. And because he was going in a different direction, even though he left at the same time, there was no need for him to follow them. So, he went on about his business. So now EJ gone. Okay. She said Megan is in the car just laughing, like this super fucking obnoxious ass laugh. And she is not understanding like what the fuck is so funny. But Megan was in the front seat. It's early in the morning, like the middle of the night. So she was just like, I don't know what the fuck was so funny. So she in the back seat just doing her thing. Then Megan says, I left my slipper. I need to go back. So they say, Kelsey say, she demanded that Quan take her back to the house. So they said they pulled back up and Kylie had 6 security guards. So they say Megan had called to check and make sure that it was okay that she came back in so that she could get, her shit or get her shoe. She said she had left her slipper. So they say that her and Quan went in, okay, while Kelsey sat in the car. They said Kylie comes out to the door entryway. And Quan and Megan and Tory, kind of rush out and come back to the car. She say, Megan came up to the car and said, bitch, Kylie said we got to get the fuck out of here. Okay? And that when Quan got in the car, he said that Tory and Megan had an argument. Now, Kelsey said it wasn't an argument in Kylie's house. She didn't never give a damn about Tory flirting with her. But now, and she didn't get kicked out by Kylie. Now, bitch, we got Kylie standing on the porch in the motherfucking doorway. I guess she was supposed to be somebody's rich-ass mammy and kick them niggers out of her motherfucking house. Because they weren't about to have that over there, okay? Next. So, They said, so we leave and we driving and Megan is still laughing. So Kelsey said, I said, well, damn, bitch, I'm a, juice it up a little bit. But she said, damn, bitch, what's funny? And Tory said, yeah, Megan, tell your friend what's funny. Your best friend, tell your best friend what's funny and tell her how fake your ass is. And then so he gonna make a plan dumb. What you talking about? And so she talking about Kelsey, don't listen to him. So Tory started cussing her ass out. This is all Kelsey's recollection. She started cussing him out. And he started cussing her out. And so Kelsey said, now look, I don't know what the fuck going on, but this my friend and you're not gonna talk to her like that. So she said they got into it. And then that he allegedly told her, I'm from Canada, as to imply that he was a thug. Bitch, you do know that Canadian people are known for being like some of the nicest people, right? There was some, they said they ain't even know ghettos in Canada. Child, I don't know. But in the fucking way. Then Kelsey say that Tory said, my nigga, I'll shoot your ass. And reached to the middle console, but he ain't never grabbed nothing, okay? And so he just motioned for it. And then Kelsey said, well, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go. I got people that's gonna ride for me. And so the arguing continues. And then Megan demands that they pull over. They said Megan jumped out the car and Tory got out the car right behind her. And they went and sat at the bus stop. Now, Megan played crazy. She never acknowledged that they left the first time to go back home or that all that shit, was moved the way it was and that she went back to Kylie's home. Because she claimed that she had left the slipper. She said that was a lie. Oop. If we can prove that in any way, or if there's video footage, which I'm sure that Kylie has video footage and the bitch is coming back to the house and all that shit, that whole lie, bitch, that's proof. But any motherfucking way, she demanded that he pull over. Now, another contradiction is the fact that Megan said that when she got out the car, she walked over there by the bus stop, but she don't remember, like, nobody coming up and talking to her, and shit like that. Kelsey said Tory got out right behind her and went to talk to her. She said when they got back in the car, everything was calm. And then when he got back in the car, Tory apologized to Kelsey and said, I'm sorry, man, because you a real nigga. My bad. They said Megan ain't like that. And then she starts with her bullshit again, okay? They said that, they said she started that uncontrollable laughing shit. And then they started arguing about, artistry. And she said, you only hot because of the feature with Jack Harlow. But she couldn't really remember nothing else or what he said back or nothing like that. So allegedly, Tory told Quan, the driver, get these bitches about my car. This is my motherfucking car. Let these hoes out. So they say Quan pulled over. She say Megan jumps out and I open my door, not paying attention. She said I get out and then I hear gunshots going off. And at about the second or the third shot, I look up and I see Tory leaning over the door window and Megan's seat. And he's shooting over the top of the door. He must have jumped up there, shooting the gun. And when they say jumped up the front seat, he must have jumped up there. And then she said, my body is behind the door, so I'm out of the vehicle. They said Megan was walking away, and then she turned and then saw us. She said, at that point, I can only see her chest, but she looked like a deer in headlights. They said Quan was quiet, and I don't know where Tory pulled the gun from. But after the shot, she said we froze, and then she kind of clicked back in. And some type of way, Megan gets to this driveway, she claims. She said Tory sat in the damn front passenger seat. Kelsey say I ran over to Megan to check on her, and I was in defense mode, so I never looked at any of her injuries, but when I grabbed her, I saw blood. And then I saw Tory come around the back of the vehicle, and I was afraid, and, I was just in defense mode and, didn't know what to do. So she said, you know what? I stepped up and got in between Megan and Tory, and then we fought, okay? She said, and she said that that's when her and Tory got in the fight. She said Quan got Kelsey and picked her up like a damn rag doll and said, Kelsey, they do this all the time. Spoiler alert, Quan has no motherfucking gunshot residue on him. None was found. So you mean to tell me that with the way that gunshot residue transfers and by the fact that you, Kelsey, had gunshot residue on your hands, you went over there to check on Megan, who was never tested for gunshot residue conveniently, and Quan came over there and lifted your ass up off the ground like a rag doll, and Quan had absolutely no gunshot residue on him. Is that what we're going with? Is that logical to you? Would be my question. If a nigga pick you up like a rag doll, what you gonna do with your hands? You gonna try to hold on to that nigga, right? So that nigga should have gunshot residue on him, huh? Yeah, all right. So any fucking way, he had none. So she said, Quan got Kelsey and said, child, they do this all the time. And so she said that I don't know if Tory slapped me, punched me. I don't know what the fuck he did. She said, but Tory was in the driveway with Megan. She said, Quan said, child, they do this all the time. Like, and then Kelsey said, huh? She's shot. She needs help. And she said, I jumped into the vehicle and I made it jerk to get them to notice. She said, I ain't drive the car or do nothing like that. But that, I jerked the car to make them notice. I don't know if she meant she used her body weight or what, but I don't know. She said Tory at that point, looked up and then came over there. She said that he pulled her by her hair, and then that's when she got afraid for her life, because she said he was pulling her neck in such a way that he wasn't choking her, but the shit hurt. And then she said Quan came to try to pull her away from him, but it was like a tug of war because he was pulling on her. And then she said, I simply said, Tory, what are we doing? And all of a sudden, Tory just let her go. That's all it took. He just let her go. Okay. Kelsey said, and then I looked up and Megan was standing at the driver door. The one that came up? Never mind. So he said, get in. Okay. And so they got in the car. She said, I lost my chain in my nail fighting Tory. She said, but at this point, we changed seats. Megan was calm. Okay. She said, but I was having a panic attack. And so she starts to cry. On the audio, you can hear Kelsey crying. She said, Megan said, call T. Ferris. And they were heading home, not to the hospital. But that Quan took another turn because it seemed like he was going to take him to the hospital. They say T. Ferris had bad signal. So she sent a text to Justin that said, help 911, Tory shot Megan. They said they showed Kelsey the text to corroborate it. And she said, yeah. She said she dropped her location to T. Ferris. She said then she texted her mother and said, help. And Kelsey was breaking down again. She said that I was hurt physically, but she said I didn't feel that yet because my adrenaline was so high. She said I was really emotionally hurt the most at the time. She said, so we're driving, and I also called a person that I was talking to at the time and kept the line open because I was just so nervous about what was going on in the car. So I just wanted him to be on the line so he could listen. So she called him and they was talking, and he picked up and he sat on the line. So she said Megan put her leg on her, but she still never saw the injury. And that Kelsey was in the car crying, so that Tory told her, girl, shut the fuck up. So she said the cops, kind of passed them a little bit, one cop car. So I guess maybe they thought they wasn't coming for them. But then the swarm of cops is behind them now and a damn helicopter. She said that's when Tory said, please don't say a word about this. I just signed the deal. I'm about to sign the deal. And I'll give each of y'all $1 million motherfucking dollars when I get the deal. She said Megan was very calm. They said, could she have been in shock? She said, oh, no, she was calm. They said she didn't seem upset with Tory. And so she said the cops came and made them get out the car. And she said, please don't put your knee on my back like George Floyd. And she said people weren't really talking. Her adrenaline was running. She said they, taking Meg. And she said, I regret not saying something about my injuries at the time because I should have. She said she was so focused on Megan, she didn't talk about it. She said Ferris actually came to the scene as they were putting Megan in the ambulance. And I guess, I don't know if he got in the ambulance with her and left with her, but he was on the scene. And remember, she had sent the location. She said, I ended up being taken to the police station and they put me in a room, but I do not recall them swabbing me for gunshot residue. Whenever they did that, she wasn't aware. She said they asked if I wanted to talk. And she said I asked for a lawyer because that's what I saw on TV and movies. That's all I knew to do. So she said when she got released at the same time as Quan the next morning. And that Quan said, money talks. And so she said, Tory was trying to protect me. And she said she just felt like people was playing mind games with her because, bitch, what? And so she said Tory's friend said, I don't know why he said that when he picked up Quan. And she called security, Justin, and asked for a ride. Justin said go ask her manager, Jilly. So they say Jilly came immediately, took Kelsey to her apartment, changed clothes, and went to Megan. Okay. she said that she had to sit outside. She said, I'm in a car and waiting, and I get a jail call, you know, and she said she had been answering the phone for a nigga in jail, so she thought it was him. So she went ahead and answered. She didn't know it was Tory. And so Tory calls. We already know what happened. He called and asked about the incident. I told you guys exactly what that phone call was about because I already played it for us. I didn't get to see or talk to Megan. She said, then I eventually got a text back, and I asked to see Megan, but nobody was answering me. She said Desiree Perez said that Megan gonna be down a whole year, maybe. And so Kelsey said, well, I'm considering going home. And then she said, you know, well, shit, if I need to go home, okay, because I need to seek treatment because I have all these different pains. And she said, so let me kind of get my shit together and I'll let you know. And she said, no sooner than I can send that message, they already had my flight booked. The flight was for it was within the next 2 hours. Excuse me, I'm trying to rush because I gotta go. So the flight was for the next 2 hours. And Kelsey said, you know, like what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, she confused, like, y'all sending me home or like what? And so she says that Desiree told her LA is dangerous and the house isn't safe, so you need to go get a rental. She said, look, can you rebook my flight so I can get my shit together? And she said okay. She said a driver came, you know, and helped her remove her things from the house, and she went to a hotel. She said Tory called from Quan phone and that he whispered, hey, big head. She said, I gave the pin to my hotel to get my shit. She gave them her location. So, child, that's what she felt like she wanted to do. She said, so he came and he asked me to come to a studio location, but she ain't feel safe doing that. So she said, no. She said, prior to me going to meet, I told my sister where I was, just, you know, to let somebody know what was up. She said Tory was in the driver's seat, but he wasn't driving nowhere. He was just in the seat. And then he was apologetic. And Kelsey said, let me hear him out, because it was a wild night of drinking. So she said that he was sorry. And she said, I knew that he was so sorry. And he said, but Kelsey, she attacked my artistry. I told him that he was wrong. I told him, you know, this shit ain't okay. You need to apologize to her as well. She said, but at the time, I didn't know that he had spoken to her because she ain't answer her. Then the team, she said the team was treating me weird. So Kelsey said she sent a long-ass text message. You know how you just get fed the fuck up and you send a whole 3 paragraphs? Yeah, that. So she said Megan finally called her back and said, find a place and I'll pay for your rent for a year. And then she said Megan told her, dog, I can't walk. And that's when it was revealed to her that Megan had caught a red eye to New York. So she was like, damn, they shutting me out? Like, what the fuck I do? I want to pause right quick. If Tory Lanez had purchased a property or paid the rent up for a year for Kelsey, that would have been called bribery. They were not seeing eye to eye. Kelsey and Megan were not seeing eye to eye. She was being shut out. It's a lot of, you know, different circumstances. And Megan, per her own admission, paid her rent up for a fucking year. If Tory had did that shit, it would have been called something. Yeah, and you already know what. Okay, let's go ahead and get into Megan. Why did you lie like you hadn't talked to Kelsey? You all on social media talking about, I ain't talked to them motherfuckers that y'all been asking about. You know, them motherfuckers went to jail. But you knew damn well that you had talked to Kelsey a few times. We found out, if y'all want to believe this audio, that Kelsey told everybody that she lied about the day before. So anyway, and then what else? Hold on. And oh, this is my other question. If this was all Tory's fault, what y'all start treating Kelsey like that for? Why was Kelsey iced out? And why did Kelsey lose her job if she didn't do anything? If Kelsey truly was a victim and everybody knew that, why the fuck did Kelsey lose her job? Why was she left outside of the hospital? Why was she excluded when Megan got flown out to New York? You know, why did all of that happen? Why was y'all trying to send her back on a flight 2 hours after what happened? That's interesting to me. Moving along. She told Kelsey, find her a place, I'll pay the fucking rent. Okay? Now, don't forget that we in the car. Okay? She in the car and she said Tory came to her hotel. She said Rock Nation, or Megan's team rather, whatever you want to call them, shut her out. She said, Tory said that he was sorry. And he was saying, Kelsey, what can I do? Like, do you want to work for me? You got something you want me to invest in? Like, or what's one thing that you really want to do? And she said, Kelsey said, she was like, what? And then Tory said, like, come on, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is what my lawyer, Sean Holly, told. Like, this how she told me to word it. Now, I want to pause real quick. Megan Thee Stallion claimed that Tory told her, I'll give you $1 million, don't say nothing, I'm on probation. That nigga ain't never been on probation. So why the fuck would he say that? Kelsey is sitting up here, bitch, I was going to say it twice. Kelsey sitting up here hollering by, oh, well, Tory said, y'all want to believe this shit so bad, that Sean Holly had advised him to say that? Baby, Kelsey went to get that shit the next day. You understand what I'm telling you? That means that was July 13th. Baby, Sean Holly wasn't representing Tory and he hadn't reached out to her. Did you know that before you said that? You must not have. You must not have known that when you made that statement. Tory had not sought out counsel because Tory wasn't even under the impression that he was going to be charged with anything. Babe, let's get back into the timeline. Megan didn't say that a crime had been committed against her until the 15th of July on Instagram. Tory went to jail because the gun was in the vehicle and they were trying to charge him with it. They did charge him with it. And so, you know, he went to jail that night and he was let out. But he did not have representation from Sean Holly at that time. So can you explain to me what sense it would have made for him to just dry ass throw her motherfucking name up and say, oh, well, Sean Holly told me to word it this way. And I want to remind you that Kelsey said the day before that she fucking lied about this shit. But I need y'all to know, and let's do a fact check. Sean Holly wasn't his representation. The fuck do y'all be talking about? So anyway, so she said that things were offered to her over a period of time via phone calls and text messages, or a text. Spoiler alert. They said, Kelsey, you said in your interview that, you know, they asking the fucking, I'm sorry, the woman on the stand, because the woman that was the witness had to sit up there and just listen to the shit. So she was asked, she said, Kelsey said that she had a text from Tory asking her what she would like, basically trying to bribe her. And Kelsey said it was in her other phone. They said, did that ever materialize, basically? Was that ever given to you? Did you ever see that? She said no. They got every other goddamn text message, which you don't have no text message or Tory saying, you know, what you need from me. Well, ain't that quite fucking convenient? Sure. Anyway. And so Kelsey said, you know, I do have the text where he was saying stuff like that to me, but it's in my other phone. I'ma look. And so she said he tried to reach out to me up until charges was filed. And so she said that she told, she said Megan hit her up on the 15th and said, Kelsey, do you want me to include you in this statement? She said, yes, Megan, I want you to protect me because I'm being threatened. You know, people are threatening my mother and all of that shit. So I said, yeah, please protect me and mention me in your statement. Okay. She said, I'll talk to my lawyer, you know, about it. She said, before I knew anything, Megan posted the statement and left me completely out. They said Kelsey said Megan made an Instagram post and Kelsey read the Instagram post, you know, in the interview. She said, so when Megan posted that and the public turned on me, I made my own post. After I made my own post, Megan said, why did you say that? This ain't the way. So that's when we take a break. We come back about 1:30. We continue with the audio. She said, I don't know anything about, she said, I don't know anything but the truth. And I'm upset that she never defended or protected me. She didn't know that I had met Tory to get my stuff. So she didn't have no reason to be mad at me, which is even more interesting. So what was the animosity about? If she fucked the nigga that you was fucking, didn't that help betray you? So why she got attitude? She said, we went back and forth via text messages. And she said, I've been publicly approached. Kelsey said she can't even go to the dollar store. She said somebody cornered her in the damn dollar store, child. And so, what else? We went back and forth in the text messages, and she said I've been publicly approached. She said, so I really be trying to stay in hiding, even though he's the bad guy. She said Megan did a lot of damage to me off the motherfucking internet. She say Megan hit her up and said, Kelsey, I need you to get on social media and say what happened to us. Okay? They said her manager told me that she wasn't going to press charges. And I need y'all to listen to this shit. Kelsey said, Megan's manager said she wasn't going to press charges until Megan got mad that social media was calling her a fucking alcoholic. That's when she made that post to go on Instagram. Kelsey went to her lawyer. After consulting her lawyer, they said, you're not about to say a motherfucking thing because she ain't had your back and we worried about you and what's going to happen with you. And so she said, no, I'm not going to say anything. So my lawyer said no to her demands. Kelsey said Megan demanded that I get online and defend her. She said, I told Megan that we need to talk. And I told her that I talked to Tory. Once she said she told her about not going on social media for her, that's when Megan started coming at her crazy. And it said that, how you gonna go, online and say what you said and go see that nigga? And she just kind of started throwing that shit in her face. That's when Kelsey said, I knew that this wasn't genuine. And we stopped talking. And she went online and made it seem like I took hush money. So I text her. Kelsey said, I text her and I said, why the fuck is you bashing me? They were trying to make me break. That's what Kelsey said. They said she had her friend saying that I got my chain from hush money when I've been paid for that chain. And it commemorates the day that my father died. They said she obviously approved these messages. So that's when it was over. And she said I wasn't interested in doing a damn thing that had nothing to do with Megan. Fuck her. Once again, I'm adding a little bit of sauce to it, but basically, Kathy Todd said, she was telling you this, or are you telling us this to get back at Megan? She said, no, I just want to free myself from this. They said she makes songs about me, people be posting about me, and people don't know what to feel about me, They said, then she accused Megan of calling around Houston and telling people that she took hush money and not to talk to her, okay? Whew. Kelsey says she hit up her representation and said, can you ask Megan's people to fucking stop? Kelsey says that when her lawyer hit up Megan people and said, baby, can she please stop? They said, well, why won't you get online, and say that, what happened? Now, isn't that an interesting response? Child. Kelsey said, this is Kelsey's words. Y'all want to go by Kelsey's words so bad, correct? Y'all want to take this and apply it? Okay. She said Megan never holds herself accountable for shit. She said we could have gone home that night, okay? But she got mad at me and said, and tried to flip it on me. She said she tried to tell me, child, because now we back at the party and the circumstances from that night. She said that Megan told her, child, he tried to stay with Kylie. She said that's when I realized that she never left a slip at Kylie's house. She was just mad that he was with Kylie. Megan is so low down that she knew that she was fucking Tory. Knew that Kelsey didn't know, but knew that Kelsey had fucked him. So she tells Kelsey, he over there with Kylie, bitch, trying to make her mad, trying to make her want to go back over there, when really she wanted to go back over there. That's what Kelsey said. So, yeah, they said she was mad that he was staying over there with Kylie. This wasn't about no fucking slipper. She said, Megan asked me to stop fucking with Tory because she may have to work with him in the future. But now I know that there were other reasons why she asked me to do that. So that would imply that she's so motherfucking low down that she went to her friend and she tried to hook up with the nigga and said, you know what? Maybe y'all not fuck that nigga no more because I'm going to have to, work with him. But really, she wanted that dick out to herself. So then what happened? Hold tight. So, she said it's better to say that Kelsey was a bit of best friend and versus saying that Megan was mad about Tory and Kylie. She said, now I know I was pushed out, okay? Because she didn't tell the truth initially. She said they ain't gonna tell the truth under oath. Kathy said the trial will take place and the public won't know what's going on here. So the case has to be handled in court. And then Kelsey said, my concern, outside of this is my safety. And she said, we'll talk off the record about that. But, this is almost done. We're in a home stretch and we want a resolution for everybody involved. Kelsey said, I'm just trying to move forward. I don't think Megan knows, I never didn't want to tell the truth, but she's making it hard for me. And we finally get done with the audio. What I want to say at this point is this audio meant absolutely nothing to me. This audio would have been damning and it probably would have been a nail in the coffin. I'm going to tell you the truth. This motherfucking, without evidence, because I ain't got none. This audio could have been the nail in the coffin had Kelsey corroborated it. I spoke to a lot of people, not the jury, of course, but a lot of people listening who sat there where we sat once we went out into the space. And they said, you know, this would have meant more to me if we had a credible witness. They said that this was something that they dismissed completely because Kelsey's not credible. And I agree. Kelsey told y'all she lied already. To me, this was a desperate act and an attempt to pull on people's heartstrings and their emotions. And because Kelsey did not cooperate, you know, well, let's play it, and hopefully y'all feel like that's true, even though she said that it was a lie. After Kelsey, you know, made herself an unreliable witness, I don't see what the fuck we had to listen to her for. But desperate times call for desperate measures. So Kathy Ta said to the woman on the stand, remember, they played the audio of Kelsey, but there's a black woman on the stand. Her name is Jody Little. And so they said, you know, Miss Jody Little, is this an accurate depiction of the situation? And she said, yeah. They said, do you think she was genuine? They said, yeah. Now it's time for the cross-examination. I'm going to call him Mr. McDonald's because I don't know how to pronounce that man motherfucking name. Tory, attorney, I don't know, Modesto, bitch, I don't fucking know. We're going to call him Mr. McDonald's, okay? So under cross-examination, he said, do you know Detective Stogner? The woman said no. They said, you're involved in many cases, right? And you're involved with many cases. She said, yeah. They said, is there an investigating officer always present? And she said, in my unit, criminally, typically, yeah. They said, does a police officer usually lead? You know, and she said, yes. They said, was a police officer there? She said, no. She said, was Kelsey ordered to court? They said, yeah. They said, are you aware that Kelsey interviewed after being ordered to court? She said, no. They said, is there a recording or do you know who served her and what they said to her when they served her? They said, no. They said, is there a recording of that? She said, no. They said, witnesses who are potential suspects, do they sometimes lie? Okay. She said, yeah. They said, have you dealt, you know, with liars and people that's then lied to you who are being accused of a crime? She said, yeah. They said, you in an interview, right? She said, yeah. They said, did Kelsey show you text messages? She said, yeah. And then they said, what about alleged text messages with Tory? She said she had text messages with Tory, right? She said, yeah. They said, do you have any messages? Did she ever produce any of these messages when they saw Peterson? She said, no. So Kelsey claimed that Tory bribed her and she had text messages, bitch, we ain't seen them hoes yet. All right, it's the symbol. They said, was Kelsey given immunity at that interview, you know, at that point? And she said, I don't know. They said, what about prior to the recording? And she don't fucking know. So that was done with her. We pull up a new witness. This motherfucking witness, bitch. I'm going to have to call y'all back and tell y'all about it. I'll tell y'all when I get to where I'm going. This motherfucking witness that they pulled up next was the nigga that answered the phone when you say press 1 for English. They done got the nigga from Verizon Wireless to come get up on this goddamn stand to tell us what's going on. His name, bitch, I don't know what the fuck his name was. He got so many letters up in his goddamn name, child. I think it's a spell. I don't know what the hell going on. But he is a firearms examiner. He done came up here. What y'all doing? Y'all, we got a limited amount of time. I'm about to be talking fast in a bitch.